All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to talk about landing higher salaries, $200,000, $300,000 plus salaries, and why up until this point in your life, you likely haven't earned that much, even if it is what you are worth. For those of you who are new here, my name's Katie. I am a coach with Career Sprout, where on average, it takes us about 63 days to grow somebody's salary by about $37,000. Now, one of the biggest things that I want to highlight is when you are talking about $200,000, $300,000 plus salaries, a lot of times people, project managers, engineers, analytical people, they will think, hey, my work speaks for itself. Here's why it's worth that much. Or they may not even know it's worth that much. But the reality is those skills, your skill sets that you have cultivated over the years to become really good at your job is not the same skill set that you need to land $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 plus jobs. In order for you to land that type of salary, you need to not only be good at your job, but you need to learn and execute how to become really great at job transitions. So in today's video, that is what we are going to dive into. The exact strategy that will take you about a month to learn and implement, and then about another month to go through the interviews and salary negotiations. It's going to take you about 2 months total, 63 days on average, to learn these skills, and so that you can be worth or show a company why you are worth $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 plus. So let's dive in. All right, let's dive into how to land $300,000 plus job offers from companies you actually admire, doing something that you actually love. So before we start, I want to ask you a question. Does this sound familiar? Put together a resume, make sure that resume is one page, apply to hundreds of jobs, tell your family and friends you're back on the market, reach out to every hiring manager and recruiter on LinkedIn, let them know you saw the job posting, tell them why you think you're such a great fit for that job, and then essentially beg them to get on a call with you. How's that worked out so far? I'm willing to bet not well if you're watching this right now. If you're watching this, you're probably either out of a job or you're in a job you hate, or you may actually be doing something that you love, but you know you're meant to get something more, whether it's a higher title, leadership opportunities, better pay raise, working in the right industry for a company you actually admire. In the last 3 years alone, we've helped hundreds. In the last 10 years, thousands of professionals land high-paying jobs at companies they admire, doing something that they actually love each day. And the good news is that it's a proven strategy now that we're using that allows you to do this. And I'm speaking not only from my experience, but also Career Sprout's founder, Gaurav, who started as a job bouncer. He started his career with 10 back-to-back dead-end jobs, selling yellow page ads, moved to software. Then he got laid off from recruiting, and he essentially bounced around for 6 years. Then he figured out the strategy. He looked around at what other people were doing and realized it's more of a science than luck or chance. And so he designed and implemented a brand new strategy that took him from 10 dead-end jobs to becoming one of the youngest executives of a publicly traded company. He made over $300,000 in base there, over 7 figures when you look at his total comp, stocks, bonuses, all that good stuff. And we're even more proud to say that now today, this strategy has helped our students grow their salaries by $37,000 in 63 days on average. Now, even cooler than the money is our students are landing these jobs at companies they actually admire, doing something they love, building a meaningful career. And the best part is it doesn't just help you land the next great job, it helps set you up for future success. So once you're in the right position, you love what you do because you're playing to your strengths each day. You're happier and you're less stressed and you're making really good money. You don't have to worry about normal problems and you're just focused on doing the work that you're actually meant to do, which means you produce great results and you get more opportunities because of that. And then you continue to grow each time you take advantage of these new opportunities that are presented to you. Then there's really only one actual strategy that has 5 components to it that allows you to do this. And once you see this strategy, it eliminates all the confusion you've ever felt in your past job searches. It eliminates all the frustration that comes with applying to these jobs, wasting time dealing with recruiters who you can tell don't care about your well-being or what's best for you because they're not working for your benefit. Or even worse, you spend time with recruiters and hiring managers who act like they care, and then you get completely ghosted after the interview. Because when you finally landed that interview, you were so excited that you got really nervous, really tense, you said all the wrong things, and you didn't make it past the first round. Or you made it past the first, second, maybe even third round, and then you didn't get the job, and you don't really know why. When you don't know that why, you just repeat a broken process over and over again until you actually land a job offer. And because you have no other options, and because you're coming from a place of frustration, then you start reacting and you operate from a place of scarcity and you end up accepting that job. And the cycle repeats itself over and over again. I want you to think about your own career and ask yourself, has this happened once, twice, maybe multiple times? Well, it's not your fault. Heck, it happened to Gaurav 10 times before he became one of the youngest executives of a publicly traded company. It happened to me 4 times before I was making over $300,000 by the time I was 24. And if it's happened to you, it is not your fault. You just didn't follow the right strategy. You didn't know the right strategy. The most important thing you need to know is that your job search does not start with your resume. Everybody gets that wrong. Some people don't even need a resume. It all starts with knowing your end goal and becoming very granular about that goal so we can reverse engineer the path to getting you there. So let's use an analogy this makes a little bit more sense. Let's say you're in California right now and your friend asks you to drive to New York. Now, here's the thing. You can't use any map. You just have to drive there. No phone, no anything. That should be relatively easy because you know if you just drive east, you're eventually going to get to New York. And you're right. But ask yourself, would you be taking the fastest route to get there? Probably not. You'll likely take some inefficient route. You'll probably hit detours. You'll probably get stuck in avoidable traffic at multiple points. And you may even make some stops that you shouldn't have made. But you'll eventually get to New York. Here's the thing. Where in New York you end up, who knows? You might end up in Buffalo. You might end up in some bad parts of the city. Who knows? Now, what if that same person said, hey, I want you to drive from LA to the M&M store in Manhattan and you can use your phone? Well, now all you have to do is plug M&M store in Manhattan into your phone and Waze is going to show you the fastest route possible. You're going to know which turns to make, which routes to go, and more importantly, which routes you need to avoid. Now think about how that relates to your career. Ask yourself, how many detours have you taken? How many companies have you worked for, or maybe you're in one right now that didn't really serve you? How many times have you been stuck, not getting opportunities or pay raises? Most people, once they feel those frustrations, they just say, hey, I need to get to New York. But really what we need to do is we need to identify where your M&M store is, and this is where the strategy comes in. So once you get that career clarity, knowing where you're going to, your M&M store, your career nirvana is what we call it, then we know exactly what to put on your resume. We know how to articulate your strengths, your value, and the impact you make. Then recruiters and hiring managers actually start reaching out to you, even if you're switching careers or industries. And you start getting results like this. This is somebody who went from 185 to 560 because they knew this process. They got really clear on what they wanted. Somebody who went from 63K to 250K, 7 figures in total comp, just 5 years out of college. You're no longer sitting there applying to hundreds of jobs. Recruiters and hiring managers are actually coming to you. And once you have your resume, your third step is just getting in front of the right people. When you're getting in front of the right people, these are the executives, the hiring managers, the peers who work at the companies that you really want to work for. These are the people who know how to extract value from you because they know what you're trying to do and they can see your value on your resume, hear the confidence that comes from you having clarity on your career path, your M&M store. And when you have these conversations with the right people, it naturally leads to interviews. And so once you've got your clarity, you've got the resume and your LinkedIn profile, you're in front of the right people, then you just have to master the interview. So mastering that interview, now you're not coming from a place of scarcity. You've done this enough times where you don't have to be nervous. You have enough interviews lined up, so you just have great conversations. You're just demonstrating your value. You're positioning yourself as a solution to the problem your company, your new company, would be trying to solve by having this position open in the first place. And then you do enough of that and you get multiple offers coming in, which gives you options to choose from. Then it's just one final step. Intelligently negotiating a logical, competitive offer. Now, intelligent negotiation to land your offer. You'll know what to ask for and how to ask for it. It's not a long, drawn-out process. It's one email that you send. More importantly, you'll know when to ask, when to send that one email. So you never get stuck answering questions about how much you used to make, because what you make now or used to make has absolutely nothing to do with what you can earn in this next role or in the future. So perfect example, I started as a media buyer contractor making $48,000. 2 years later, I was a director making $325,000. Now I get to be an investor and a high performance coach, even on the Forbes Coaches Council, doing what I absolutely love, helping people become better versions of themselves. So, and I've seen it in our clients, a bunch of them, and we'll put testimonials or something around here for you to check out. But there are plenty of folks who have gone to 7 figures in total comp within 4 years, right? This is 4 years either out of college or learning a new skill. So if you have 3, 4, 10 years of experience and you're not making these types of numbers, you have to ask yourself why. Is it because these people are savants and they're so much better? Likely not. They likely just learned the job transition process. And even if you know the strategy, though, you need to know how to execute it. Very important. So, what if you knew the strategy and on top of that, you had industry experts showing you how to execute each part of the strategy? Every single day, you could talk to myself, our team, industry experts, peers, and professionals. So you're never lost, never confused, never frustrated. It's exactly what we do for our students. Our students know what action steps to take every single day. They know what to do before going into any conversation. They know what to say and how to say it, very important. And they know all the twists and turns and curveballs that are going to come at them so they can avoid them and just get the job they actually want. Now, if you had all that support, you could never lose. In fact, you'd achieve the results you want in the fastest possible time. And that's what Career Sprout is all about. That's exactly what we set up. So if you are sick and tired of going through the process of finding a job, the company you're working for, or not getting the opportunities to move up, not getting the pay raises or promotions you deserve, then book a career strategy session with one of our coaches. And all we ask is that you come with an open mind. During the session, we're going to examine your current situation. We're going to look at where you're at right now and how you got here. Then we'll learn more about your goals, where you want to go, and give you the strategy so that you reach those goals. And if you join one of our coaching programs to help, our team is going to help you get where you want to be as quickly as possible. So why are we so passionate about this? Well, we have seen what's happened in our own lives, each of us, when we transformed our own careers. When each of us made this transformation and implemented this, we were happier. We were saving more, we were making more, we were providing so much more to our families. We were able to step up when somebody needed us. The same thing happened to over 500 of our students in the last 3 years. Some of them bought houses because of our programs. Some of them started families because of our programs. They're saving more, they're going on more vacations, they're investing, and they're setting themselves up for financial security. And I'm willing to bet you may think a lot of these things are out of range for you, but they're probably not. They're likely a lot closer than you think. You just need the right strategy. You need to know how to execute that strategy, and you need the support. Now, if you would like our strategy and our support, here's what you can expect in terms of results and speed. A rough timeline here is by the first week, you have your career nirvana, your M&M store defined, the career path to get there mapped out, and your next jobs research. Then by the second week, you've got your resume and LinkedIn profile built, optimized, live, online, ready to go. By the third week, you're going to have your messages sent and generating you qualified conversations with the people who will directly impact your career. Then by the fourth week, at the end of the first month, you're prepared for interviews so you can confidently answer any of the questions that are thrown your way. And that's all within just the first month. So if this sounds like you and you do want to grow your salary by $20,000 to $100,000 plus in some cases, our coaches have set aside some time to see if you are a good fit for one of our coaching programs. So you can go to this link here. You can apply for one of those strategy sessions. Again, they are free, but we ask that you come with an open mind. If based on your application, we don't think we're going to be able to help you get where you want to go quicker, then we will send you some free resources that should help you out. So head on over careersprout.com/schedule. We put a bunch of testimonials on that page so that you can see what it looks like, what to expect, and hope you guys have a good one. Talk to you soon.